Well, I am 23. It's a new year, new me. That rhymed. I guess the cool thing about having a New Year's Day birthday is that you get to say Happy New Year's and Happy Birthday at the same time. But let me think. I think my mom so far has been the only one to wish me a happy birthday today. I'm at the gym right now, and I had to walk out because it's just, I don't know what it is. I guess because like people are still on winter break, but I couldn't even walk like 2 feet. Like the gym is like packed by default. Like there's always like usually a lot of people in there. But today, I don't know what it is. It's just, there's just so many people. I couldn't even couldn't use any equipment. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll just come back later. So, there's that. But, yeah, I'm 23 years old. And the whole funny part about it too, what I really want to talk about, because this is pretty fucking funny. When I was 18 years old, when I was in high school, I had this friend who, we would like ask out a bunch of girls, like our senior year, just like ask out a bunch of girls, and I remember like us making jokes like, oh, it's over. And this is before all this shit, by the way, guys. Like, I guess I've always known it's over, but like, I used to like make jokes about that shit, like, oh, it's over. And, because, we both got rejected a shitload of times. It was fun and it was funny. But like, I remember specifically, like we're sitting in this art class, me and him were sitting next to each other. And I kept saying like, oh, what would you do if you were 20 and still a virgin? What would you do if you're 21 and still a virgin? And then I remember saying like, us like both agreeing like that, once you turn 23 and you're still a virgin, like you're done, you're finished. Like it's just, it's just over. And here I am, you know what I mean? I haven't talked to him in like over a year, so I don't know his situation, but like, it was just so funny. We used to say that. And, here I am now. 23 years old. But yeah, I don't know. I just remember saying like, once you turn 23, and I don't know, it just feels weird. There's something about that age too, 23. I don't know. It just seems like a very weird age. Cause like when I was 18, I used to think like, oh damn, 23 sounds pretty old. You know what I mean? But here I am, like time just flies by. My odds of getting a girlfriend this year are probably fucking zero. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think I can, like in the situation I'm in, upon like having no job, nothing to offer, on top of my shit looks aren't helping me at all. And, I also remember too, there's this dude on YouTube, his name is, Forever Alone Guy, and he used to make this joke. I think he lost his virginity like, maybe like last year, at like 31 years old. And I remember he used to make this joke that, the movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, instead of it being a comedy, it's more like a horror movie now. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just a new year. Probably gonna go through the same shit. It's kind of crazy to think too that like literally 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago, I was working in that subhuman basement, It doesn't even really feel like that long ago, a full year ago, but that's where I was at. If I could have done last year differently, I probably would have just stayed at that job, saved more money instead of, going down south in hopes of shit. Cause like I wasted a lot of money. Like I still have savings left still, but like I wasted a lot of money. I couldn't find a fucking job. I still really can't. I applied to a ton of jobs on Christmas Eve, and I feel like the best thing I can get, first off, the same thing, like jobs just are all looking for part-time. And the reason why I want one so bad is because, just like, it gives you like something to do, you know what I mean? Cause like not all jobs are bad. Even the subhuman job, like there's some days that were just like fucking hilarious and just weird. Not every day was shit, obviously, but, I don't know, it just gives you something to do. Sitting around all day and doing nothing is just not good, but yeah, I feel like the best I can do here, cause there's like lots of like mom and pop shops and family owned businesses here. And even like the last place I worked at, the subhuman basement, that was family owned. So, yeah, there's that. I definitely do want to start streaming this year. The only reason like why I haven't is because, I mean, the thing is, like, can you imagine this? Like, you know, I'm reacting to a video, playing some game, doing something. You know, my mom walks in. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I don't know. That's like the main thing holding me back. Unless, you know, like I stream in my car or something like that. But that's like the main reason. I kind of like want to make a goal for that. It's funny too, because like it's New Year's resolutions. And those are kind of corny. Like, I feel like you know, like the average person, like for New Year's resolutions, they, you know, want to diet, lose weight, exercise. Like, that's like the main number one thing like people want to do. Actually, wait, that actually might be why there's so many people here today. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. And watch, I can guarantee you guys, a week later, it's going to just like go back to normal, you know? Because I feel like people, they don't stick with it. You know what I mean? It's just very, I don't know. It's just very hard to do, like, you know, the right thing. Speaking about doing the right thing, you know, I really want to talk about something that's kind of important. It's pretty bad. But over the past, like, month and a half, especially, like, I'd say it really started that Thanksgiving night. You know, my drinking has just absolutely spiraled out of control. Like, really, really badly. And it's not, you know, where people, like, let's say you're drinking, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 beers a night. Okay. For me, it's like fifths and plus more. And especially when I go out too. I've hung out with Wingman a couple times. I just haven't really, you know, shared much about our adventures. You know, sometimes, like, if I do forget, because, like, I'll remember bits and pieces, right? I'll put my phone in my pocket and just, like, you know, hit record just to, like, listen to it the next day. But every single time I've came home, guys, drunk, my mom has threatened to call the ambulance on me. And that's the last thing I need, man, to get thrown into a psych ward. And she even said, like, you know, if you do this again, if you fucking drink, because I think what happens, guys, like, this is going to sound fucked up, but, like, and don't do this. But there's one of these days, it was like a couple days before Christmas. I drank before I saw a Wingman, right? He's like, oh, we'll hang out. So I was like, all right, you know, I'll start drinking now. Then I saw him, drank some more, you know, and then after that, you know, we went to the bar. And I always bring this, like, little backpack with me. It's like this drawstring bag. It actually is pretty fucking helpful because, like, I don't know, it's always come in handy, just, like, walking around with it, like, if someone needs to put something in it. But I think I had like a bottle of vodka in there and, like, some shooters and just, like, a bunch. I had, like, a bunch of shit in there. And so yeah, I had it in my bag. We were at the fucking bar, guys, and I shit you not, I would go to the bathroom. This sounds like so fucked up. And I would take shots. I would sit in the fucking stall and take shots and come back and then drink my drink at the bar, go back to the back. And I kept doing this shit over and over and over. And eventually we went to another bar. We went to, like, this really, really ghetto bar. It was a pretty cool bar, though. You know, they had darts, they had a pool table, they had, like, this little, like, arcade machine thingy. And I did the same shit there too, guys. We were, like, playing pool. I would, you know, drink my drink. I would go to the bathroom, take shots. And this is the funny thing, guys, because the door, first off, the bathroom was a complete mess. It was, like, pretty small. The urinal was, like, stuck inside the wall. Like, it was like, I guess they built it that way. Like, it was really weird. Like, the urinal part was, like, on the floor, but it was, like, all into the wall and floor. Like, the whole back part of the urinal was just, like, into the wall. And then, like, the little hole where you flush is, like, at the bottom of the floor. And there's this guy there. He had to have been at least easily under 5 foot. This Hispanic dude he could barely walk. Like, he just was, like, stumbling. And that's another thing. I can't even believe I didn't fall. Like, that's the thing. Like, when I hung out with him, I didn't fall once, or maybe I did. I just don't remember it. But yeah, like, he just I don't know. Like, this guy, you know, he would go to the bathroom every now and then, and I'm such a dumbass, guys. Like, there's a door that's, like, right next to this, what is it, like, the bathroom. There's like this door next to the bathroom. It's like this maintenance room, and it had like a refrigerator in there. And I was so drunk, I guess I kept forgetting the bathroom door was the one all the way on the right. And I just kept opening it over and over. Like these people must have thought I was like a fucking idiot. Like I kept opening it and looking inside, and I'd be like, oh, whoops. I did it like so many times. And since like the door to the bathroom was busted, like the whole, like the hinge thing was like just gone. Like, you know, with the doorknob thing, it was just gone. So I would just sit on the toilet, and the guy finally came in, like the drunk guy, like the 4'7" guy. And he just didn't care I was in there, and I was taking a shot from the bottle, and I'm just watching this guy just struggling to stand. He never fell, he just was like stumbling horribly, and like when he was pissing, he couldn't even, like, it's like he had like recoil on the fucking thing, because like it kept like knocking him back. It was like he was holding a gun. Like I don't even think he made it into the toilet. Like he just like was just pissing and just like fell back. Like his back was like on the wall, and he was like basically like squatting while pissing. And I was just staring at the guy laughing, and he just didn't even acknowledge I was there. But it was just so funny. I remember I came out and I told him, I'm like, bro, this guy in there, dude, like he was pissing, and like he fell while pissing like backwards, and his back was against the wall, and he was just pissing, and he was just missing the toilet. Oh man. But I don't know why I kind of like went off track there, but that just shows you how bad it is, man. How bad, you know, the drinking is when I drink. Because who the fuck does? You have to be like fucked up to do that, you know, taking shots before the bar, before you hang out, before the bar, at the bar, in the toilet, you know, in the stall, and then after when you get home, you know. So yeah, it's not, I mean, it's funny, but it's not, because it just fried like my brain, guys. There's something that switches in my fucking brain when I drink that much to point where I become like, just, I don't know, it's just weird, like just weird behavior. I don't know how to explain it. And my mom, you know, she thought like, you know, every time I do this, come home, she thinks I'm having like a mental breakdown. And she keeps like trying to tell herself like, oh, he's drunk. But it just keeps like I just like act fucking weird. And, it's not good, you know, like but yeah, she's threatened to call the ambulance on me. And like I said, like, you know, that's the last thing I need to like spend time in a psych ward. This is no joke, guys. Like my dad, he's had, alcohol-induced psychosis before. He's ended up in the mental hospital for over drinking. He's been arrested. And that's the thing too, like my mom, each time I've drank, like my mom will call my dad, and then my dad will talk to me about it. And he says like the same shit over and over again. He's like, buddy, you need to tone it down just a little bit. When I was your age, I did the same thing. I got arrested. I did some stupid shit. You gotta turn it down just a little bit, just a ton. And like, he just says the same shit over and over again. And I even remember telling him about like the whole, you know, the bar incident with, you know, one of my high school one-itises. And my dad, he kept saying over and over again, he's like, bud, you know, I've drank more beer than you ever will in your life. I've gotten more pussy than you ever will in your entire life. I know how it goes. He's like, and he was like trying to give me advice. He's like, it's just like, it was just weird. You know, he said that like so many times, and he's not like trying to brag or anything. He's trying to like tell me how his life is. He's like, kid, I've done it all. I'm the expert. I know. And that's when he kept saying, oh, I've drank more beer than you ever will. And I've gotten more pussy than you ever will. I know how it goes. And it's just, yeah, I don't know, man. And, you know, my dad now, I mean, Jesus Christ, like upon being arrested a bunch, you know, the 6 DUIs, like he's lucky, like my grandfather had a lot of money, was able to, you know, just help him out. And it's weird now because like he just I don't know, all he does is say the same shit, man. I got more money than God. Don't worry, buddy. Like and anytime I asked him for something, he just procrastinates. He was like supposed to help me get jobs. He just never comes through with anything. He'll say he's gonna do it, then he doesn't. Like I even remember him saying once, he's like, I feel like I'm at 21 again. And I'm just like, okay. Like I don't know, he's just never there. You know what I mean? with like helping me out. It's just all talk and nothing gets done. You know what I mean? But anyway, what I want to talk about too is that, like, you know, like I said, when I was drunk, I like called a bunch of people, you know, old internet friends, some people I used to go to high school with that like I barely talked to. And there's this one dude who I was texting who I used to, like, we used to be in the same boat. Like, he was severely depressed. Now he's all like happy and on like this, I don't know what the fuck, but I try to, you know, I asked him, I'm like, you know, how'd you get out of your depression? You know, cause we used to be like exactly the same. How did you, like, you know, move on? How do you enjoy things? And he told me, he's like, oh, he tells me like once a month he pays like $200 to go to like this lady, like this spiritual healer, to get like his chakras aligned. And he's like, it cured me, bro. It cured me. I get my chakras aligned and I'm now depression free. And I had to like, cause right there is when it finally hit me, you know, I had to explain to him, I'm like, dude, you know, we're both like that's where you got me, you know, that's where we're both different. Like, I'm so like, I see through bullshit. Like, you can't fucking find me ever a day in my life unless I am literally drunk, which seems to be the only thing to like, which I can't do anymore, obviously, because it's not good. But it seems like it's the only thing that actually makes me enjoy life, because I have such the worst anhedonia in the world. I can't find joy in anything I do, right? No matter what, unless I'm on drugs or drinking, that's just my life, and that's just who I am as a person. I wish I could change that, but like, I just physically can't, and there's nothing anybody can tell me to change my mind. And like, you cannot, there's never gonna be a day, guys, where you're gonna catch me, like, cause people have like such weird shit, like, oh, shove chakras up my ass, I'm cured. Like, I will never understand that, you know. I'm not trying to like shit on those people or anything. I just don't understand it. I'm sorry, I just can't understand it. Like, people who undergo spiritual awakenings, I don't get it. I really don't. And people have like such weird shit. Like, people will tell me, like, I mean, it could be like fucking anything. Oh, put jumper cables on your ball sack, bro, and put a piece of wood on your forehead and lean back, bro. Depression free, shout out to the world. I just feel like how can you fall for this shit, man? That's where I like, again, that's where I try to explain to him. I'm like, you know, I see through bullshit. I'm such a cynical person, piece of shit, that like nothing can change my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I can't like lay there and have somebody humming over me while, you know, throwing chakra stones on my fucking body. Like, I would just be like, this is bullshit. The fuck? You know, it's just so fucking brutal, man. But, what I want to talk about too is like another brutal thing. This is fucking brutal. So I've been seeing this psychiatrist. I technically got, diagnosed with like bipolar disorder, which, let me get into this one, because this is fucking brutal, man. So basically, this guy, this has been like a few weeks, I've seen this guy, not every day, like maybe like once a week. And each time I've came home, you know, fucking plastered, my mom thinks I'm having a mental breakdown, because she even said too, she's like, you know, I've been around lots of drunk people. I've never seen anybody act like you do when they're drunk. It's like your brain, it's like you, like, just something fucking happens. So, like, you know, she got on the phone with a psychiatrist, and I'm hungover in bed, and she's flipping out and, you know, trying to set up appointments. And I've talked to this guy while hungover, like, because guys, you gotta understand, like, my hangovers now, they will last like forever, like 2 days. Like, and I'm already like a depressive person as it is. I feel like crap on a daily basis. So the hangovers, I just feel so sad and anxious, and, you know, get irritated fast. And, you know, when I'm trying to explain it to this guy, I just was like so hungover all these times I've talked to this guy. And that's when he pretty much was like, okay, you know, symptoms of bipolar. And I was supposed to start meds like for it. I think, what was it, like the 28th? And the interesting thing that happened is I had to basically come clean and tell the guy, you know, I'm a heavy drinker. I fucking and my mom wanted me to tell him too, like just to like tell him, because I feel like that's important information to know, right? I mean, if you're drinking, you know, bottles of whatever a day, right, you know, and you go days without drinking, days on heavy drinking, of course your mood's gonna be fucked up and you're gonna be like feeling like garbage. And you go to like a psychiatrist, they're gonna be like, oh wow, and you leave out the drinking part, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's really messed up. So like I had to tell him how much I drank, and he still didn't really like understand the severity of it. He said something about like social drinking, like, oh, it's okay to socially drink on meds. But I explained to him, I'm like, dude, every time I drink, it's like I can drink a fifth, like a whole bottle. I do this all the time. I'll drink a fifth in like under 2 hours, you know, plus more, you know, like after that. And that's when he was like, okay, well, and then that's when he's like, oh, then you can't take meds. Oh no. And he's like, okay, well, we'll check up on how your mood and how things are going. You know, just don't drink for another month. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's like, okay, we can't take your insurance anymore. Don't know why. And that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm so done. I'm like so done with like the psychiatry, the psychiatry, the fucking group therapy shit. That was a waste of time. And even they took the insurance, guys, that whole group therapy thing, the Ramona Flowers shit that I like to call it. Even with the insurance, you know, under my mom's insurance, it was still an insane amount of money. And I mean, thank God I wasn't paying for it. But I can't keep doing this shit and wasting fucking time. It is such a waste of time. Like, I gotta not put a bottle to my mouth. It's just as simple as that. I gotta just accept that I'll be a miserable bastard for the rest of my life. Sure, drinking is fun, but look at what it's done this past month. I'm wasting more time. That's why, like, I went on like a huge spree of like applying to jobs, you know, because I got some interviews lined up, because like it's actually like aggravating me how much time I'm fucking wasting, and especially this month with drinking too, like the hangovers, which are just me just being sad all damn day. I'll just lay in fucking bed and get nothing done. And it's like, because now it's been like a couple days since I've drank, and I'm trying to be like more productive and do shit and just suck it up and deal with it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I unfortunately have to accept that like nothing will ever make me happy. Like the thing is, you know, the one cope I've been doing, like the playing basketball at night. I mean, I get so bored of that shit. Like within a half an hour, I'm already bored. Even like when I first did it, like it was only fun for like the first 5 minutes. And then I was like, yeah, this is boring. But I still continue to do it. You know, same thing with the gym. I'm like, oh, you know, I just can't wait to get home. It's just like with everything. I can't explain it. It's just, I don't know if like I feel like I'm the only one, you know, that like feels this way. You know what I mean? Like, it could be with anything, you know, school, like, oh, I just can't wait to get home. Even work, like, oh, I step in 2 seconds, oh, can't wait to go home. I just can't wait to go home all the time. I just don't want to do anything, you know? And I just constantly have to force myself to get out and do things. And yeah, I'm at a point where I have to suck it up and deal with it, stop fucking drinking. I know I can do it because it's like, I've done it before in the past, you know what I mean? Like, when I was like, going through school, going through college, I didn't drink at all. I never had a drop of anything. And I just sucked it up and got through it. And I even remember too, like this one dude one of them who blocked me basically was like, oh, this is so brutal. He was like, you know, you used to be a cool person, you know, you used to like, you know, make music, you used to do things. You seemed like, you know, you had it together. He's like, yeah, you would get sad. Like, it's just like this long paragraph. He's like, yeah, you would get sad sometimes, but you always pulled through it. He's like, you've called me every day drunk. He's like, you just make a fool out of yourself and you're just an idiot. And he's like, I don't have any respect for you anymore, and just fucking blocked me. And I was like, oh shit. Man, I don't know. It's just like, there's been so many like wake up calls too, like that rehab room video with the, that How to Cope in a Healthy Way, the Mitten Squad dude who literally drank himself to death. God, it's just like all around me all of a sudden, right? I don't know, like I started drinking and now I'm seeing it's like all these like fucking signs or something. I don't know. It's weird. But it's definitely a problem. And the sad part about it, I'm not going to blame genetics for it, you know, for alcoholism. I mean, sure, my whole fucking family drinks. You know, my dad's a literal alcoholic. He's been drinking nonstop for about like 40 plus years. I would say like anyone in my situation would probably pick up drinking, but you know, like I said, I'm not really a happy person by default, and drinking obviously is making it 100 times worse. 100 times worse. I mean, even like, you know, my relationship with my mom has gotten even worse than it already fucking is, you know, just adding the drinking on top of it. I guess she was right. You know, I definitely shouldn't have started. It sucks, man. It really does. Cause it's like now, like the thing is, you know, when I get drunk, you know, when I drink, it just, everything becomes fun. You can stare at a piece of shit in the toilet and you'll be like, wow, this is art. This is a Mozart piece. Music to my ears. That doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. It just makes everything fun. You know, anxiety goes away, depression goes away. You can talk to people, you know, all the shit. It's like that South Park episode, man. The You're Getting Older one. That will always go down in my favorite. You guys have to watch that one because it's the best one. It's like the one with the Cartman burger, like that, where he's like, he like puts the hamburgers on his ass and you know, that he like sells them. That like 2-part episode will probably be like the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like I definitely like relate to that shit. It's just like golden, man. Because like the Matrix comes and they're like, everything is shit, and they give them like the Jameson, the fucking whiskey, to get drunk to enter the real world. It's just so funny, you know, because like Stan, you know, he gets the fucking anhedonia, he thinks everything sucks, and then starts drinking and everything's funny and good. That's just how it is, man. So what even is the answer? You know what I mean? Obviously, like the whole psychiatry shit, they told me like they're not going to give me medication or ever if I don't stop drinking, because they're like, it's going to fuck you up. So I can't take meds. I don't even care about it at this point. Like, it is what it is. Because like, obviously, like I said, you just can't drink on medication, you know? The only thing, it's so weird too, because like at the Ramona Flowers thing, the guy, man, the fucking comic book, he looked like I swear to God, guys, like almost identical. You know, if you just paint him yellow, he looks like the Simpsons comic book guy. The guy he had a ponytail, same thing, just looked like this guy. And I don't know, it just like the first 5 seconds, like I walked into his office, he just prescribes Zoloft by default. Like that's just, he doesn't really say much and he just gives everybody Zoloft. Sounded like a Minecraft villager. I don't know, like his nose was always clogged or something. But the whole funny, ironic part is like people had like different problems. You know what I mean? Like you could because like there's people like, you know, heroin addicts, fucking, I don't know, alcoholics, people with like schizophrenia, people who are just like, I don't know, depressed. And the guy, you know, you could say anything like, oh, I'm a heroin addict. He'd be like, oh, Zoloft, huh? You could say like, oh, I broke my arm, huh? Zoloft, huh? Oh, I'm gay, huh? Zoloft, huh? And it just, I don't know, he just would do that all the time. And then finally, I remember he wanted me on something called, it was like Effector or some shit like that, Effexor, I don't know. But he wanted me on that. It was like an ADHD, because like I told him I did shitty in school, and he's like, oh, sounds like you got ADHD. Because I would talk to this guy like a half an hour, like a week. But the guy just did not care. Like, I don't know. Because I remember one day watching him walk into his job, you know, walking into work, and he just like had this look on his face. Like you could just tell the guy just didn't care. He had like the easiest job in the world too. You know what I mean? Just talk to people, talk to a bunch of patients, just throw meds at them, and they're good. But yeah, the Effector one I was thinking about taking, because he basically described it as like I don't know, he says like it's an antidepressant and a stimulant. But I ended up not taking it. I was like, shit, I feel like I should have. I don't know. I don't know the answer anymore. I don't know exactly what to do at this point. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, that shit is just so funny. Zoloft? Like, I would literally hear him, like, talking about it, like, you know, like, behind the door. Like, I'd walk by, like, if I went to the bathroom, he'd be like, Zoloft, and, oh, it's really good, and Zoloft. I just knock on his door and drop off an emerald. But, I don't know, that shit's, I don't know, it's just funny. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Might give a little update, about how things are going, you know, in a couple weeks. But for now, Happy New Year's. Hopefully everything goes good. Hopefully this is a good year. Even though we might already know the answer. So, all right, I will see you guys in the next one.